Today, we're exploring famous psychology experiments that changed how we understand human behavior. From Milgram's obedience study to the Bystander Effect, Bandura's Bobo doll experiment, and Calhoun's mouse Utopia. These experiments reveal shocking truths about authority, learning, and social behavior. In 1971, psychologist Philip Zimbardo conducted the Stanford Prison Experiment to study how people adapt to their roles. Participants were randomly assigned as guards or prisoners in a simulated prison environment. The guards were given authority to maintain order, but the experiment quickly spiraled out of control. The guards became increasingly authoritarian and even abusive, while the prisoners experienced severe psychological stress. The study was stopped after just 6 days. This experiment revealed how quickly people can adapt to their roles and how power can dramatically influence behavior. In 1999, psychologists Daniel Simons and Christopher Chabris conducted the invisible gorilla experiment to study human attention, where participants were asked to watch a video of people passing basketballs and count the number of passes. During the video, a person in a gorilla suit walked through the scene. Surprisingly, about half of the participants failed to notice the gorilla. This experiment demonstrated how our attention can be so focused on a specific task that we miss obvious and unexpected events happening right in front of us. In 1968, ethologist John B. Calhoun created the mouse Utopia experiment to study the effects of overpopulation on behavior. He placed mice in a perfect environment with unlimited food and water, but limited space. At first, the population grew rapidly. However, as overcrowding increased, the mice began to exhibit strange behaviors, such as aggression, social withdrawal, and a decline in reproduction. Eventually, the population collapsed. This experiment showed how overpopulation can lead to social breakdown and even the extinction of a community. In 1961, psychologist Stanley Milgram conducted the Milgram experiment to study obedience to authority. Participants were told to administer electric shocks to another person, who was actually an actor, whenever they answered questions incorrectly. Despite hearing screams and protests, 65% of participants continued to administer the shocks up to the highest level, simply because an authority figure instructed them to do so. This experiment revealed how ordinary people can commit harmful actions when following orders from an authority figure. In 1968, psychologists John Darley and Bib Latane conducted the Bystander Effect experiment to study why people often fail to help in emergencies. They staged a situation where participants heard someone having a seizure in another room. When participants were alone, 85% helped immediately, but when they were in a group, only 31% offered help. This experiment showed that people are less likely to take action in emergencies when others are present, assuming someone else will step in. In 1961, psychologist Albert Bandura conducted the Bobo doll experiment to study how children learn aggressive behavior through observation. Children watched an adult aggressively hitting a Bobo doll. Later, when the children were given the chance to play with the doll, they imitated the same aggressive actions. This experiment demonstrated that behavior, especially aggression, can be learned simply by observing others.